Hi everybody, welcome back to The Shift. This week's guest is Matt Pavich, a good friend of mine. I'm very excited. We're going to have so much fun. He's a comedian in New York City and we're going to have great chats today. You know, I remember one time someone being like, you should be more competitive with the guests. And I'm like, no. I'm going to buy them coffee. I'm going to make sure I get coffee. Permission.
It's delicious. Where's this from?
It's just down the street. It's really nice. I don't know what it's called and I feel like I should actually.
Give them a plug.
I should give them a shout out.
Get a fucking brand deal.
It's like 2B or something. And all the servers every time, or the baristas,
are trans?
No, maybe. But you know, I feel like
TB Coffee House, so it's called.
TB Coffee House, which stands for Trans Coffee House. No.
Trans by Coffee House.
But no, they're like Eastern European or something.
I love Eastern Europe.
I know, and
I'm from Eastern Europe.
Yeah, where are you from again?
Croatia.
Croatia.
My father's Croatian.
You were born here though?
I was born here, yeah.
Okay, and you go back a lot?
Every summer. Well, when I can.
Can you speak Croatian?
Samo malo Hrvatski.
Wow.
Only a little Croatian.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. A lot of Irish go there.
I know. I was just about, you stole the words out of my mouth.
You know, the Irish and the Croatians are close.
Are we?
Yeah, because we had a very similar history.
Yeah.
You had the whole north and south thing going on, right?
Yeah.
And we had a very similar thing in Yugoslavia, former Yugoslavia. There were 3 religions, not just 2.
Oh, wow. Oh,
there were Muslims in Bosnia.
Yeah.
There were the Catholics in Croatia and the Orthodox in Serbia.
Yeah.
And you know religion.
Religion just messes everything up.
Everything.
I know.
It's crazy and people are still doing it.
I know. Like in Ireland, it's funny because it's like just 2 versions of Christianity. But
still, they still fucking kill each other all the time. Celtic and what's the other team?
Rangers.
Are you a Rangers or Celtic?
I'd be Celtic, is it?
Celtic,
wow.
Yeah.
Celtic, yeah. I'd be Celtic, I guess.
Because you're Catholic.
Yeah, but I don't watch soccer. It's soccer.
You don't watch football?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
And all the Irish listeners are like, I can't believe you just call it soccer, Katie. I know it's football, but for our American listeners, and I am in America.
Yeah.
No, I prefer Gaelic football or rugby.
Rugby's a crazy game.
Yeah.
You ever see Australian rules football?
Yeah, that's a version of Gaelic football.
Gaelic football, yeah.
And rugby, yeah.
That's a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't understand the game. Like, I've watched it probably 100 times, and I still don't know the rules, but I have a good time watching it.
No, it's the best.
They hit each other hard.
They do. My dad played for Ireland over 40s, and he went over to Australia.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I think he probably would have done it when he was younger, but then he had me, so.
Yeah, you fucked them all up.
Ruining your dreams.
Ruining your dreams. Who's ruining your dreams?
If, nobody, because I didn't have a kid, okay?
I know,
I'm
but
careful.
You have a boyfriend?
I have a boyfriend.
Is he ruining your dreams?
No, he really helps it.
Are you happy?
Yeah, I think so for the most part.
That's going to ruin your dreams.
Oh, he's going to ruin. Yeah, this is a real just gone through a breakup.
Being content is bad for comedy.
No, I disagree. Okay, so. Well, I just also, firstly, I don't think you should be 100% happy all the time. I don't think that's realistic. And I do think that's what fails a lot of relationships, where people are like, oh, we should be happy all the time.
Happiness is a fleeting emotion.
Yeah, I think you got to work on it. You have to be like, relationships are work. And then secondly, I think my boyfriend helps my comedy because he
gives you material.
No, he doesn't. He actually doesn't give me any material. He's the first boyfriend who hasn't given me material, but he's very
wait till the breakup.
Yeah, then I'll get
so
loads
much.
and I'll be sad. But he's a very healthy person. So.
I'm such a dick. You're like, I'm in a happy relationship. You're like, wait till you guys
let me
break
ruin
up.
It. No, but just I feel like when you're in a healthy relationship, your mental space is in a better place, so it's actually easier to create, where there's this idea that you should create when things are like going crazy, but I feel like when you're in the good healthy part, you can look back at the crazy times and make good content out of it. Does that make sense? Sure.
My process is a little different than yours. I was very happy in a relationship for like 4.5 years, and I loved that box was checked.
Yeah,
I didn't have to think about it.
Yeah,
you know, I had a girl back home, in my home, not like she wasn't far.
It sounded like she was in Croatia.
Yeah, I had a girl back home. No, like, I didn't have to worry about like chasing women for 4.5 years.
It really it does help though, because that's a
I
huge
was laser
distraction.
focused on comedy, and then COVID hit, and we spent all of COVID together. So really, the relationship was like 8 or 9 years.
Of course.
And then we broke up.
Yeah.
So now I'm writing all this shit about that.
Yeah, that's true. And that, like, I mean, look, if you can write material,
wherever you can get it from, right?
Exactly.
And it's funny. The new stuff is funny.
It is. I mean, I saw your set last week, and all that stuff has to be brand new, and I thought it was hilarious, and that's why I was like, oh, can we talk about all these things?
Thank you. Can we use your bits for my podcast?
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I feel like it's good for people to hear, though, because you are, it's really hard to get through a breakup. And you were saying, so you guys were together 4 years. Were you really going to propose?
Longer than 4 years. I thought she was the one. Like, I don't really believe in marriage. I think it's a beat concept. Like, people used to trade goats and shit, and that's why people got married, like, for land. And now to, like, make everyone watch you sign a document for $100,000, like, weddings are crazy expensive. The flowers at weddings are expensive, and they die the next day. Like, everything about it just seems stupid to me. But we were talking about, like, throwing a banger party in her uncle's backyard, and just being like, let's spend as much time as we want together, and then if it works out, it works out. Like, we weren't. I don't know about marriage, but, like, she wanted kids, and I didn't want kids. That was a huge part of the relationship. That was a big problem.
Yeah.
What was the question? Did I think we were going to get married? Yes, I did. I really did. I thought, like I said, I thought that box was checked. I thought that I didn't have to worry about love.
Well, not wanting kids versus wanting kids is like...
big problem.
That's like having different morals or different,
religious backgrounds.
Exactly.
Or like being a Republican and a Democrat.
Yeah.
But you can work on all that shit. Like, I know couples that, like, one of them's a staunch liberal and one of them's, like, hardcore Repub, and, like, they make it work. Like, you don't have, like, compatibility is not, I don't think, what makes people work.
Yeah.
I really don't think so. But, like, back to me, I don't know. Like, I really thought it would work. And the kids thing, like, she kind of convinced, like, we settled on, like, let's have one.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's big to kind of go from not wanting kids to, that's a huge, I don't know what the word for is, but that's a big thing that you'll be giving. Sacrifice, I guess.
Sacrifice, yeah. I would have sacrificed one of my nuts for a kid. No, I said, let's have one. And she was like, I don't want one. And I was like, well, I don't want one either. But, like, that's fair. That's in the middle. That's how fucking... compromises
that's
work.
The word I was looking for, not sacrifice.
That's how compromises work, though, right? She wanted 3, I wanted 0, so let's have 1.
Yeah.
And she sort of convinced me that I wanted a kid, but I don't want a kid for a lot of reasons. Number one, I'm bipolar, and that shit runs in the fam.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have a little crazy fucking kid running around. The poor bastard is all fucked up because of his dad. 2, they're expensive.
Yeah, it's crazy. So expensive.
I want to live in New York for my whole life.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to raise a fucking kid in New York?
Impossible.
Unless you're a fucking millionaire.
Yeah. And then even then, I don't know. It's really,
It's hard to think about.
Even then, they're a millionaire, but they're dropping down to like
100,000.
A lesser class.
For real. I mean, the tax break is cool. That's like the one incentive I had to having children is like you can claim them on your taxes.
Yeah.
But like I already claimed 6 kids on my taxes.
Okay.
So don't tell the IRS. But
yeah. I mean, it's 50 grand to give birth in New York City.
Insane. That's another thing. I don't have insurance.
Yeah, it's 50 grand without insurance. And then with insurance, it's still like
couple
thousands. Yeah. So that's, you'd be wanting then to have a home birth and then you're risking your life.
Yeah, I'm not having a home birth.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
Or for anybody who has had a home birth and they've had a positive experience, I was joking about risking your life.
Or if they've had a bad experience, I'm sorry that you're dead and listening in heaven.
And I'm sorry that this healthcare in America is really, really bad.
It's really bad.
Go to Ireland, have
Is it better in Ireland?
Yeah.
Because everyone says that you have to like wait forever in like these countries that have universal health care. Is that true? Like if you get sick, how long you have to wait to go to the doctor?
Maybe, but maybe that's true. Yeah, maybe that there's an element to that. But when I got my tonsils out, before I moved here, I was having really bad pains with my tonsils and they were like my neck was swollen. I was constantly having pain with them. And they said...
lymph nodes?
Yeah, they said that if I was still living in Ireland, it would be something you could just like
go.
Like, or no, you could just like get rid of them in a while. Like it didn't, they were like, we don't really need to right now and just see. But then the doctors like, because you're moving to America, it would cost, where it was $3,000 in Ireland, it would cost 30 grand there.
30 grand.
Yeah. So they were like, let's just do it now while you're still on the,
fuck
because
that
I was on insurance. So you still have health insurance there and you still pay for it.
But you have health insurance here too, no?
But yeah, because I'm really poor.
Same.
Yeah, I have that like
free shit.
But it's still way more expensive here because when I didn't have health insurance, it was $3,000 to get 3 stitches. And in Ireland, that would never be that.
$1,000 a stitch.
Yeah, isn't that
What'd
crazy?
you do? You fall when you were drunk?
No, I tried to open an avocado and stab myself with a butter knife.
That's the least Irish thing you've ever done.
Actually, the most Irish thing, because afterwards...
you had a pint?
No, but when avocados came to Ireland... avocado ham became the top injury because people didn't know how to open them, so they were all. So I started that.
Hilarious.
And I was very like hardcore with it because like there was like a load of blood. It wouldn't stop bleeding.
Yeah, of course. Your hands bleed a lot.
Yeah, it was crazy. But it didn't hurt because I cut a nerve. But my friend who's from Peru was like screaming, and I was like, "It's okay, just get me a towel." And then she got me a towel, and she was like crying, and I was like taking care of her, and I was like, "Oh, I can't use my phone because I just need to call my cousin to see if I need to go to hospital." But because it was on the corner, I did need to go to hospital because I needed to get stitches.
Let's see it. Can I see the wound? I don't even see. Oh, there it is. Yeah. That's only 3 stitches. Yeah,
just 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
But it's still like fuzzy, and that was 7 years ago. You know, like a fuzzy feeling.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what it was like being in other open relationships?
It's awesome. Yeah. If you're respectful and like open and honest and actually follow the rules, it's pretty much the fucking home run derby of relationships.
Really?
Yeah, because everyone wants to fuck everyone in New York, right?
I guess so.
We live in the craziest city in the world. One of the craziest cities in the world. Everyone's hot. Everyone goes to the gym. Yeah. Everyone's on Instagram. It's insane. I fall in love every square block that I walk in this city. I take the subway. Yeah. Which is the cheapest way to travel. And there's people on the subway. The subway with the homeless. There's people on the subway that I'm like, oh yeah, I'd love to have sex with that person. Yeah. One of my favorite games to play is who would I have sex with on this car?
Yeah, I think I think you might be a very horny person. Other people are just reading books. This might be a you thing.
You calling me a sex addict?
No, I'm not.
I'm not a sex addict. I've been accused of being a sex addict, but I don't think I'm a sex addict. I think I'm a normal male 33-year-old guy.
Yeah, I couldn't call you that because I don't know how many people you have sex with on the
I don't
daily
have that
average.
That many people.
But I mean, I think every person has a different sex drive and has a different relationship.
Mine is high.
So if yours is high, that's fine. You're a dog.
I am a dog.
That's fine. I think you just need to. So when you go to have open relationships, do you say that from the start?
Yeah.
Okay.
I say, look, monogamy is kind of not my thing.
Yeah.
I think it's stupid. No offense. And I don't think that it works in this city.
Yeah.
And they say, what do you mean? And I break it down the way I just did. And they say, oh, I kind of feel like that too. And then we make some rules.
What are the rules?
It depends on the relationship. Like some of my favorite rules are like, you got to wear a condom.
Oh, yeah. That should be of course.
We don't tell each other anything.
Okay, so you can't get jealous.
Never in the same house.
Yeah.
Like our house that we share or your house that we share. Like I don't want to be in the same bed as some fucking guy. Like no mutual friends.
Yeah.
I think that's weird.
Yeah, definitely.
And those are like pretty basic rules.
But then when you're not together and your partner's going out with their friends, are you not thinking like, oh, are they going to hook up tonight, or you just don't care?
No, I go out with my friends.
And then you hook up.
If it happens.
Yeah.
I'm not like searching for it, especially if I'm in like a happy relationship.
Yeah.
But even if I'm in a happy relationship, like I said, I'm a dog. Yeah. I have a disease.
Well, that's what you said.
I said it, yeah.
Yeah, you said it.
I'm diseased. Everything that I do is for sex.
Yeah.
The reason I do comedy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, mine's for like happiness,
validation, and
yeah, oh, definitely.
but that's the way I feel most validated.
Is during sex.
Is when a woman is like, I want to have sex with you. I don't even need to have sex with them necessarily. I just need to know that they want to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel I love being in a monogamous relationship. I don't actually like the pursuit of dating or the pursuit of people. It feels a bit, I don't know, I guess like anxiety sometimes. I liked it when I was single and stuff, but since I've been in a relationship, I've never thought, oh, I'd love to go flirt with that person. Or
really?
like if someone flirts with me and they're like hot, I'm like, oh, but I.
Isn't that nice?
That's that, but
and don't you feel like you're not allowed to? Don't you have to immediately let them know you have a boyfriend? Yes. And then that closed off a whole relationship. You have no idea what could have happened with that person. Maybe it wasn't a sex thing.
Oh, yeah. But I think that's okay. I think it's good.
Maybe it wasn't a sex thing. Maybe they're a director or a fucking creative person, and you could have had this whole cool, great dynamic with them.
But you can still have that and be friends.
You can. But by you saying, I have a boyfriend.
Oh, no, I never do that.
You never do that.
No, because...
Oh, you're a bad girl, Katie Boyle.
No, but I mean, like, if someone's talking to me and it might be flirty, but it might be friendly, I don't want to presume it's flirty.
Exactly.
And then secondly, it's like, I know myself. I'm not going to do anything that's going to... But, like, also, for my boyfriend, I told him the other day to, like, dress better and get girls, like, into him, because he's a comedian.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, get those, like...
Get those likes.
Those followers.
Yes.
Because I trust each other. And like if a girl flirts with him, also if that makes him feel like sexy, he's coming back to me feeling sexy.
Yes.
So it's nice. Like it's
doesn't matter where you get your appetite as long as you come home for dinner.
Just once he doesn't kiss or, put his penis inside her.
What about touch? How do you feel about touching people? Like
I don't
the
like
small of their back.
No. The thing is as well, if they're because I'm a very huggy person and men hug me all the time.
Huggy.
Yeah. And
you're a great hugger.
Yeah. So I could never like say to him, I don't want to. Yeah, exactly. It would be hypocritical. But what I don't see, I don't mind. But I do feel.
So let me ask you a hypothetical, right? Let's say you're at the bar, you just crushed a show. Yeah. Guy comes up to you, you're talking, you think it's friendly, and then he touches you on the small of your back.
Yeah. Well,
do you say, oh, sorry, I have a boyfriend?
No, I wouldn't say I have a boyfriend. I would step away. I would go, have to go to the toilet. Because I don't know if they're like just...
being friendly.
Yeah, and I don't want to be like, I have a boy. It feels so like...
So you never say I have a boyfriend?
Well, firstly, I talk about having a boyfriend on stage. So usually when those guys do that, it's like...
But people don't understand that comedy is real.
Yeah.
Like people ask me all the time, like, is that true? I'm like... No, I fucking made up that I just went through a breakup.
Creative do you think I am?
Seriously.
No, I'll just step away and go to the bathroom. And
then you won't come back?
Yeah, I'd just be like, let's say if they're like, oh, it was a great set, and then they leaned in, I'd be like, oh, thank you so much, it was lovely to meet you, and then I go to the toilet. I think it's up to me to...
So you just have an overactive bladder?
And I really do. I think that's like caused my overactive bladder. But yeah, I think it's up to you to set the boundaries, but I don't want to offend someone or make them feel uncomfortable because... also I don't like when people I don't know come into my personal space anyway. So I tend to be like, I would step away even if that was like if a straight woman had her hand on my back. I would
sure.
Okay.
I just mean like, that was an example. Like for me, I'll bring it back to me. Like when I was with my ex-girlfriend, if a girl even like came up to me and started talking to me, I was like, hey, just so you know, like I don't want to make things weird at all, but I have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, okay. And I'd be like, I'm just like, I'm very faithful. I don't want you to get the wrong impression. Like I would say.
But this is when you were in monogamous.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
We were monogamous in the middle of our relationship.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's great that you also, when you are monogamous, you're like, I am monogamous.
I have not been in the past and it's ruined my life.
Yeah.
Like I have a very high empathy level. And I make the mistake of telling the people that I've cheated on that I cheated on them, which is selfish. That's a selfish thing to do. People think that's like honesty is the answer. Just don't tell them.
I think if it's a once-off and they're never going to find out and you really love them, you're only doing it to...
You're only doing it... Exactly. Yeah, it's a very selfish thing to do. Yeah. But I would be like, I did it. I don't know what to tell you. And they'd be like, where is she? I'd be like, she's in Australia. She was visiting for one night. I'll never see her again. She was like, why the fuck did you tell me that? So that was my issue, is like, I would tell people that I was in a relationship, and they would be like, oh, so we can't be friends, and I'd be like, they're like, can I follow you on Instagram? I'd be like, I guess, but like, are you gonna follow me back? I'd be like, no, I can't, and like that, I became a shell of a human being.
Yeah.
Like a whack version of myself.
But I think that's because, and correct me if I'm wrong, I
Yeah, of
shouldn't
course.
psychoanalyze you.
Psychoanalyze me.
But I have no qualifications to this. But let's say, like, are you nervous that, let's say, if this young hot woman,
Yes.
that it wouldn't be a friendship for you? So you're putting in those boundaries
Yes.
for yourself. Whereas, like, if you were like, oh, I'm well capable of having friendship without maybe wanting to have sex with them, then you could, follow them back and be friendly with them.
Sure, but then what? You're in this girl's DMs, and then my
Yeah.
girl sees me DMing someone. Like, what
It
is
is
a
weird.
DM? What's a friendly DM? There's no such thing as a friendly DM.
Oh, no, you're right.
There's no such thing as a friendly fire emoji. There's no such thing as a friendly heart emoji.
Yeah,
That's bullshit.
No, you're right. I think it'd be different if it was like let's say it was a young comedian and then they really liked your material and they kind of want
And
to
they want to
learn.
follow me, yeah.
Yeah, and then you're like, okay, this is okay. And then they're like asking you questions like,
But why do they want to follow me?
because you're a talented comedian. There's loads of
Sure.
male comedians that I look up to that I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, but you're
I mean-
also a comedian. If it was another comedian, that's different.
Yes.
I would
that's
never
true.
say I
But
have a
it's just,
girlfriend. I would never.
yeah.
I'm talking about like people at the bar.
No, I understand. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
If it's a young comedian, come on the road. Let's be friends. You're
Yeah.
a peer. That's totally different.
yeah, I guess.
I wasn't saying comedians. I was saying like I don't want to say fans, but like
Yeah,
people
fans.
at the show. People
No,
at the
yeah.
show.
I get, yeah, no, I totally get it. I guess with fans too, like I definitely just give them a hello, thank you, goodbye.
Oh, thank
I
you so
don't-
much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to. No, it's the same. I don't want to reply.
What's that great Drake line that he says about fans? And I don't fuck fans because the eager beaver could be the collapse of a dam.
Wow.
I hate to quote Drake, but he's got some bars.
Yeah. No, what does that mean? As in they could ruin your life?
Yeah.
Well, also as well, I had dated like quote unquote fans, and then they
Oof.
stopped being fans. I
Oof.
just lost those fans when I broke it off with them.
Of course.
And then secondly, I have.
You would date a fan, like someone that came up to you after a show?
Yeah, I did years ago.
I would date a girl that came up after a show, but she would have to be like not super into comedy,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Oh no, it was a huge mistake. Especially one was like super into comedy, and it was just like he would just be like talking about comedians all the time, and it's a nightmare.
Do you know Mark Norman?
Yeah. That is exactly
Yeah.
something he asked. And I
That's
was
literally like, okay, so you know who Matt Rife is? That guy
Yeah.
that's huge on TikTok?
Yeah, my sister was just talking about
We're
it.
friends. Like,
Okay.
we're friendly. Yeah. And literally, girls will DM me and be like, hey, I just followed Matt Rife and see that he follows you. How the fuck do you know Matt Rife?
Yeah, I know.
And I'm like, are you serious, dog?
My sister from Ireland was just like, do you think there's some way we could like meet
Meet it.
Matt Rife? I'm like, no. And then she's like showing me his jokes, and I couldn't even pay attention to his jokes because I was
He's
like
so
looking
hot.
at his arm.
He's so
I
hot.
was sexualizing him
He
so
looks
much
like
in
a
my head.
girl.
What? Like he's just
He's too
so
hot.
attractive.
He's too hot.
Yeah, he has an effeminate, masculine. It's
Yeah,
like
he's androgynous.
No, I guess with me, I'm like I've always been very good with boundaries when it comes to men, and I think that like I have great male
You
friendships.
just said you dated a fan.
No, that's different. That was when I was
not-
single.
that's not
okay.
good
That's very
boundaries,
bad
Kate.
boundaries. You're right.
That's
I'm very
not good,
hypocritical. But I mean, when it comes to like wanting guys to be friends or whatever, like I would never like.
It's easier for a girl
Yeah.
to have guy friends.
So I guess when I'm in a relationship, I know the boundaries and the things that I would want him to do too. So it's like.
Well, actually, I take that back. It's not easier for a girl to be friends with a guy because every one of your guy friends wants to fuck you.
You see, that's the thing. It's hard because then when you do get in a relationship, some of your guy friends
Disappear.
drop like flies.
Same with girlfriends. Girlfriends.
Yeah.
I have a ton of girlfriends that are just like, oh, you're with your girl all the time, and I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
that's normal.
Yeah. No, I love when you do then get in a serious relationship and you see the guy friends who still like want to meet up for coffee.
Yeah,
and,
you're like, oh, you're a real friend.
Yeah, or they want to like get to know your boyfriend. Are you on? What do you do? Is this a hello?
I'm just taking a picture.
Is it me?
Yeah,
Let me see.
it's cute.
I was talking.
I know.
Oh my god, I literally look 12. I did that teenage face thing and it didn't look much
You
different.
are young. You are young. How old are you?
32.
Get the fuck
I
out of
know,
here.
right? Yeah.
What's your skincare regimen?
It was honey for a long time.
No.
Yeah.
Say a brand. Get a fucking deal.
Oh, it is now La Roche-Posay.
Yes, it is.
Thank
La
you.
Roche-Posay. Sponsor the pod. Katie
Yes,
Boyle.
please. They're
wears-
French. They don't give a fuck. They're not gonna.
Yes, they do. What are you talking about? Your skin looks fucking crazy good.
Thank you.
La Roche-Posay. I'm going to buy some. I'm going to buy some on the internet just because Katie Boyle wears it.
Wait, what? You know what? When you came back to you said something earlier, and I really related to it. So you were saying you have bipolar, and you're
Yeah.
afraid to have a kid because it runs in the genes.
Yes.
So my mother definitely has borderline personality
That's
disorder.
a rough one.
Yeah, it hasn't been diagnosed, but from everything I've read and everything I experienced, and and I had to like cut
it doesn't
her
need
off.
to be diagnosed for it to be real.
Yeah. And she also would never like get help.
No, she's
everybody
older.
else is the problem, but
of course, that's classic personality disorder shit.
And it's hard because it's like
I met a girl with personality disorder in the psych ward.
Oh wow.
And she was a wild one.
Yeah.
And like you said, I shouldn't be here. This is bullshit. Fuck this place. I'm perfectly fine. And then like the next second she was like kicking a door out and like locked in a fucking padded room. And we were like, yeah.
You're like, I need to be here. You definitely need to be here.
If I'm here, bitch, you should be here too.
It's really hard, and it's hard to live with. It's hard to be around, and it's hard for...
You guys don't talk?
No, we couldn't. Every word was weaponized because every word I said...
She would take that.
It was to the point where I was like, do I not know English? Because I thought I said, let's get tea, but she heard I'm a terrible mother. It was really hard.
That's a joke.
Okay.
27,
it's recorded.
46. It's recorded. That's very funny, Katie Boyle.
Okay, good. I'll put that in. I should talk more about her. I have little bits about her, but
yeah, especially if you guys don't talk.
Oh yeah. And then the best thing I ever did was cut her out. And I would even say only till last year, because I went to therapy over it. Do I feel like it's really healed from it?
It takes time. Cutting out a family member is hard.
You know what the thing was? Cutting her out wasn't. It was hard at the time, but it wasn't hard to do as in it was great to be free from her. It was hard to process the trauma afterwards, because then every day you're like, oh, that was bad, and then you start realizing all that stuff that was normal. That was
toxic. You're that was really not cool of her to do. Holy shit, that thing she did when I was 6, that ruined me for like 4 years.
You're like, oh, normal parents don't do that.
Yeah, normal parents don't leave their kid at the store. You're like, I thought that was part of the fucking gig.
Yeah, they don't say, oh, because you said something that they heard wrong. They don't go, oh, so I'm gonna slit my wrist and you're gonna see the blood pour out of me at the table, and then 5 minutes later be like, what are we getting for dinner? It was really extremes. Like,
that sucks. I'm sorry, Katie.
Yeah, but it's
so getting back to what we were saying, you don't want to have kids either because
I would be afraid. Let
me tell you something very interesting.
Yeah,
there is zero scientific proof that mental illness runs in the family.
Because you know what the problem?
Zero.
You know what the problem with these fucking TikToks is? People are just saying stuff. And because I even saw a TikTok the other day and it said something about Irish history, and I was like, I never heard that. So then I went and researched it, and I was like, I think this person just said...
You can say whatever you want on TikTok.
With no actual citations.
Yeah.
So I did see a thing where they said 40% of borderline personality is in the genes, and I was like,
nothing.
What?
There's
so
zero.
It's probably a lying TikTok.
I talked to a doctor from a very renowned university. He took his time and he came on my podcast that I had called The Episodes. I only did 9 episodes. It's about being bipolar. He said that most mental illness comes from trauma.
Oh, okay.
And trauma is genetic shit. Yeah. Trauma is passed down from generation to generation.
Yeah.
Like, look at something like, as fucking crazy as it is to bring up slavery in a podcast with 2 white people.
I know.
But that is trauma, fucking generational trauma.
Yeah. Or you could even think like with the famine with Ireland.
Famine with Ireland. Trauma.
Generational
World
trauma.
War II. Trauma.
Yeah.
Vietnam. Trauma.
Yeah.
This Croatian War. Trauma. The Irish War. Fucking generational trauma. Your dad died in a war.
Yeah.
You're going to have some fucking skeletons, bud.
Yeah. And the thing, even like the famine is a good example, because my friend studies like how to isolate the fat gene. Mm-hmm. And she said there is a gene that means some people are more predisposed to maybe putting on weight more than others. And she said, yeah, from potatoes. She said if your genes come from famine, your body is always fighting to get whatever. So if you, let's say, have like a year where you kind of pig out and you eat too much food, and like that's fine, you're having that year.
Yeah.
But then
COVID.
whatever, exactly.
I put on like 20 pounds.
Yeah. So let's say if you have like famine genes, that 20 pounds, your body goes, oh, keep it. So it's constantly, so it's harder then for you to lose it. It's harder for you to keep it off.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah. And it's all to do with so Ryan
Scalaro, do you know who that is?
No.
Very funny stand-up comedian. He's like 55 years old. He's a fucking killer. Look him up. He was telling me about all these different body types. Like, I don't remember what they're called, but there's like literal like genes in your body that decide which body type you are. And like it decides like whether or not you can keep weight on, whether or not you can keep weight off, whether or not you're short and fat, whether or not you're tall and lanky, like literal DNA. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
And then there's people like, you know, starving themselves, and then there's people fucking eating whatever they want, and fucking walking around like me.
Yeah, I'm like that, and my boyfriend
you can eat whatever you want.
Yeah, me and I'll also forget to eat a lot.
Same. I intermittent fast by accident.
Me too. So I think that's what it is, because I won't eat. I haven't even eaten.
I ate a slice of pizza.
Yeah,
it's $2.42.
Yeah, it's like a slice of toast. But then at like 6, I'll eat a lot.
I'll eat a lot, and then I won't eat until midnight, and then I'll go to bed right after I eat. Like, it's fucked up. Like, my genes are not fair.
Yeah.
And I feel bad about them, but I also love them.
Yeah, my dad and brothers are the same. They've got great. And my dad has like
all my sisters have great genes.
Yeah, and he's like nearly 60, and he doesn't have any wrinkles. He actually can't even make facial expressions because it's like he has natural Botox.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think that's so that's a good point. I remember Chansu saying that there is a gene element with so she studies schizophrenia, but there's also, because they were trying to see if they could isolate it, but it also is environmental.
And that's so much more environmental than gene based.
Yeah, because it could be in you, but then if you're experiencing trauma, because I'm sure
if you do drugs.
Yeah. Oh, she said too, if you smoke weed at a young age,
so bad for you.
Yeah.
Weed, everyone's talking about legalize weed, legalize. The only reason they legalize weed is because they realize they can make a fucking $1 trillion a year off that shit.
Yeah.
It's not good for you, especially if you have a predisposition to fucking mental illness. And people are like, oh, it calms me down, it makes me sleep. Weed sucks, dude.
And a lot of people a lot of my friends are like, it calms me down. They're the most anxious people.
Yes.
Like, really?
I can see you, dog.
Yeah, it calms me down.
Yeah, you haven't said a word in 10 minutes. It doesn't calm you down. It paralyzes you. Alcohol sucks.
Yes,
dude.
Alcohol is so bad too. All those things are bad, and I think cigarettes are bad. And
cigarettes are great.
I mean, they feel very good. I
love a cigarette. I love a vaporizer. Nicotine is dope, dude.
But we know that it causes cancer, and the risk. And I just think if you're going to be selling weed, there is this weird thing where America has just gone. They kind of just like propaganda. They say like, oh no, it's great, but without giving the risks.
You know what else comes from the earth? Poison ivy. That's a Brendan Sagalow joke. But it's true.
And he says Republicans too at the end.
Yeah.
But that is true. There is bad stuff that nettles.
Brendan Sagalow, very funny comedian. Look him up.
He is. He's been on the podcast like a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
But not in the studio. I'll have to get him in the studio.
Listen back to the Brendan Sagalow podcast. There's a lot of farts.
Yeah, I'll get him on again in the studio. I'm trying to think. Yes, so
the
that's
studio
true.
is so cool, by the way.
I know.
Unbelievable.
I was nervous because obviously you're like renting a studio.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I need to, because I've had the podcast for 4 years, and I was like, I need to just try YouTube it.
You have to YouTube it. You're too pretty to be on the radio.
Look at this.
Shouts to Pat. Shouts to the studio. It's fucking very cool.
I think what you're saying about, so if you have, because my dad told me when I was younger not to smoke weed because mental health issues run in my family, and it definitely does, because it was like my mother had some weird aunt who was like locked in the house all the time, and then there was this other story about something with knives. So and like weird like voices through the radio, but believe in them.
I should laugh into the mic. People like when you laugh into the mic.
Yeah. Lovely. But so I think that's the thing. It's like hard because you can't control your environment as a child.
No.
And that's the thing. Whatever. And I'm sure maybe something happened to my mother as a child.
Less people should have kids. Way less people should have kids.
But even like good parents, so the good parents from the last...
Doesn't matter.
But even them from the last generation, what technically would have been good. So let's say I'm like talking about my mother and someone else is like, oh my God, I didn't experience that. That's awful. But they would have experienced their own little trauma.
My mom's an amazing woman. So is my dad. But she has for sure some like neat freak in her. And like two of my sisters got it. And my other sister and I are fucking slobs, and it drives her
You're mental. Like the opposite. That was your rebellion.
Not even my rebellion. I'm just an artist. Like, I don't give a fuck about a clean bed. Like, doing my bed in the morning, people are like, that's how you have to start your day. Your day is going to be so much better if you just wake up and make your bed. I read it in a book. Your whole day will be better. And I'm like, no, I don't care. I'm going to fucking sleep in it the next night.
Yeah.
I'm not going to waste my time matching socks.
Yeah.
I have other shit to do.
Yeah. I see both.
You see both
arguments.
sides.
Because since I've lived with my boyfriend, it feels like the first place that is my
Yes.
home.
Where do you live? Astoria.
We live
right?
in Chelsea now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Moving on up.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Moving on up.
we got a good deal, but I decorated the whole place, and so since I've been there, and he really likes when the bed is made in the morning, but it actually is nice to like come home to like fresh. I feel like disorganized when I come home and I haven't like cleaned the dishes or whatever. Plus,
Yes, it puts you in a better head state.
Yeah,
That's why I
so-
hire a cleaning lady.
Well, this is what's great about my boyfriend is that I definitely work a lot more than him, and he is very aware of that. But he'll just do the dishes and not complain, which is really nice, you know. Or he'll like do the laundry.
What an unbelievably backhanded compliment that was, Katie. Oh my God, that was so funny.
Oh my God, I'm so Irish.
I am booked way more than him. And he knows it. And that's why he does the dishes.
He's my little bitch. No, I mean, he would be booked more if he put himself out there, but that's his person.
Do I know him?
His name's Leland Long.
Neelan Long.
Leland Long. He's
Leland
younger.
Long.
He's
Is
5
he
years
Irish?
younger. No. He's just American.
Okay.
Like American.
Native American.
No. Well, apparently there's some Native American. His dad
So
says,
he's
but
just
I don't
like
know. If that's
American
right.
white.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, but he's just very relaxed with things, and it's quite nice. Like
He's young?
Yeah, he has like a healthy relationship. He doesn't need to be out every night, and
God bless him.
and he has like a part-time job. But like, whereas me, I'm like, I need to be
This
doing
is it.
You know, I do podcasts. I'm doing
This is it,
the
yeah.
shows every night, and I'm a bit overwhelmed. So he'll like kind of see that sometimes and be like,
I don't want this.
oh no, not even that. He's just like, I'll just do this. It's just I have
That's
some
really
free
nice.
time. Yeah,
That's really
yeah.
sweet.
So he'll never like throw it in my face, right? Because I'll be like, I'll do the dishes tonight. I'll do the dishes tonight.
And then
he's
he
like,
does them.
and then I come home and they're done. He was like, no, you had late nights, no worries. So I'm like, oh, you know,
What a sweet
yeah.
pea.
And he makes me tea every morning because I'll sleep for forever, which I think is like slight.
Depression.
Yeah, it's a little sadness.
Yeah.
But he'll make me tea, but he won't leave it in the bedroom. He puts it into the
So you have
living
to
room,
get
so I
up.
have to get up and get it.
That's really
That's
fucking
how I got up
cute.
today.
That's really fucking cute.
Yeah, so things like that, I feel like.
This coffee is incredible. I'm buzzing.
Good.
I wish there was a logo on here, but there's not. And
TBD or whatever. It's
TBD, to be determined. What is it, Pat? Pat left the studio.
TB Coffee House. Just
TB
TB.
Coffee House. Sponsor the pod. Send us some
Yeah.
beans. It's fucking great.
Oh, but that comes back to what you said about compatibility, because me and my boyfriend are very different. Not about the coffee, but I think you're right. I think, you know, it's okay to be with someone who has differences, because you can be like your yin and yang.
The coffee's working for Katie too. I was talking about coffee. She goes, "Oh yeah, that
I do this.
reminds me.
I do this all the
I
time.
actually found a compatibility thing." That was
Well, like
British,
where you're
sorry.
saying, oh, that's fine. Wait, let's come back to
relationships. We
No,
should talk about relationships.
well, so no, but you have okay. So we could have kids and they might not have.
they won't
Yeah, okay.
until we
Because we're
fuck
gonna be
them up.
because we're gonna be good. Oh, well, that
It
goes back
skips
to
a generation too. Like good parenting, I think. Like if your parents were really like abusive, you're not going to be abusive,
No.
or you are going to be abusive.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
If your parents like gambled, you're not going to gamble because you know how bad that was, or you are going to gamble.
Yeah.
Your parents are an alcoholic. You're either sober or an alcoholic. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
no,
like
you're true. It's true. My dad said like to me when I was small, and my mother was like trying to get in at us in the bathroom, and he was like, "I hope you're learning how not to behave." And that really stuck with me because I would see things that she'd do, and it also like the situation she would get herself in would give me so much anxiety as a child that I was like, I never
want to put a kid through.
never
this.
want to. And also the way I think too when it comes to like flirting or whatever, why I'm probably so careful with it. And those type of situations, and you know the way you're like, I just want to have sex with everybody.
Well, I'm a man, so
I
can't
also
really
just saw the bad effects of like
cheating,
male-female relationships, or like using your sexual, and like that's fine, but I think there's certain things that I saw as a kid that
stuck with you
has
to not
really,
do.
which is like I feel very safe in a monogamous relationship.
Of course, yeah. I'm not telling you like don't be in a
Don't
monogamous.
go fuck someone in a bathroom.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying
Yeah.
like my father was a compulsive gambler. And like it ripped apart my family, so I don't gamble unless it's a Super Bowl. I allow myself one day a year to gamble.
Yeah, because you've seen the effects of it.
I saw the effects. It was fucked up.
Yeah.
It was really bad. I was a baby, but like then my mom told me stories for the rest of my life, and I was like, I'm not going to gamble.
You know, when they tell you the stories as well, it's kind of interesting because there's loads of stuff I remember, and then there's some stuff my dad told me.
And it's so one-sided too. Like my dad's side of the story is like, I played fantasy sports. I had a fantasy football team. And my mom was like, the mob came to our house and said if I didn't give them $30,000, they would kill our kids.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's probably somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it could be closer to your mom's side.
There's probably a gray area here. But I don't touch gambling. I don't have a single gambling app on my phone.
Yeah, that's great.
And they legalize that. And you talk about fucking a country over. I mean, it is so bad for you.
Yeah.
They're legalizing weed, and then they're legalizing gambling.
Yeah,
like, do they want the world to go to shit?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's so bad. What are they going to legalize next?
Yeah,
hookers.
Ketamine.
Hookers are next.
Well, it should be. Look, could be fine. It
should be legal.
Yeah, that
ketamine should be legal.
Oh,
Have you ever done ketamine?
No.
You never did a ketamine drip? They have
No.
therapy for it.
No, I don't want to do any of these things. I'm so in control of like my own issues right now. I have my little. I kiss my necklace when I have intrusive thoughts. I have all these like crazy coping mechanisms. I don't need to release any loopy stuff. No, but I would be great if they legalize prostitution because I feel like
sex workers would get tested all the time. They would have
it would stop
Planned Parenthood.
sex trafficking. Maybe
sex trafficking would go to the fucking shitter. That's why they don't do it. They make lots of money off that.
Scary.
Prison industrial complex.
Yeah. When were you diagnosed with bipolar?
I was 20 years old.
Oh, you were 20.
Mm-hmm.
I think
13 years ago.
I think people in Ireland specifically.
That's like when it happens. Early 20s.
Oh, okay, yeah. I read up about that because I was like always
nervous,
careful with my because I was waiting. I was waiting.
Yeah, when's it gonna come?
Well,
you do comedy, so you are mentally ill.
There's loads of things. I have like like overthinking, intrusive thoughts. So I've really controlled, but it took years to figure out like coping mechanism. I'm in therapy now, and that helped a lot.
I love that. Do you
Therapy's
journal?
the best. No.
Gotta journal.
Should I journal?
Journaling is tight.
Okay.
Do you meditate?
No.
Katie,
I do
you would
watch
be so
TV a lot though.
That's poison. I don't watch any TV.
Oh really?
I don't watch a goddamn thing.
I love TV. It's my favorite thing.
All right, then don't stop doing that. But you should meditate too.
Yeah.
I have a buddy. I won't say his name, but he helped me get into meditation. It's unbelievable the things you can do. Yeah. Like if you're like wired and need to go to sleep, he can make me go to sleep in like 4 minutes over the phone.
That's great. That's great. I definitely struggle with going to sleep.
Me too. And sleep is the most important thing for mental health.
I get like really vivid dreams. I live like a different life. It's crazy. It's like, oh my God, am I like really sick because of the things I dream? Or
no, it's just your subconscious.
Crazy
you're a creative person.
Yeah, because I'll create like worlds and
whole
like
worlds.
Aliens.
And then I'll wake up
and go back into
I'm still in the dream.
Oh.
And then I'm like, oh my God, I have to get out of this dream. This dream sucks so bad. This dream sucks so bad. This dream sucks so bad. And I'll die in the dream.
Yeah.
And then I'll wake up. But I'm still in the fucking dream.
Oh no, that's that.
And I have sleep paralysis. You ever get sleep paralysis?
I did for like forever, but then talk therapy has stopped it.
Oh my God, sleep paralysis is the fucking
it's the worst.
Pits.
I would have different demons. So the sleep paralysis demon in New York was different to the one when I would go home to Ireland.
That's some next shit,
right? And that made me think that maybe ghosts were real because the one in America was just a guy in the corner, but the one in Ireland was a creature on my chest. So, but anyway, the demons have forgiven me and they've leaving me alone.
Oh, Katie Boyle. You're going to have a nightmare tonight with the demons.
Yeah, no,
just because you said it.
I won't. No, leave me alone.
Leave her alone.
The reason why I asked about you getting diagnosed at 20 is because I think it's really good for the Irish listeners to hear someone just talk about it openly because in Ireland...
Yeah, go get checked out.
Yeah, and because in Ireland there's like a thing with... I feel like people would rather be mentally unwell than actually get diagnosed, and there's an association for them with they don't want to know that they're Which
big alcoholism problem in Ireland.
Oh my gosh! I'd say so many other things like a lot of ADHD, a lot of things that
that all comes from. I mean, abusing alcohol can have a horrible effect on your brain.
I abused alcohol so much before I came.
Oh,
here.
Me too.
I would black out all the time. I was so much fun, but
I have great
dangerous.
stories, but it's really bad for your brain.
I have stories from other people because I wouldn't remember. They were like, "You're dancing on the bar," and I was like so annoyed because I was like, "You're enjoying my fun that I don't remember."
Yeah, you kind of remember. So that's another thing that happens with bipolar. Like when you're in a manic episode, you completely black out parts of your life. And there's stories that have been told to me that I'm just like, are you sure? And they're like, yeah, we have photos. And I'm like, they're showing me photos, and I'm like, I don't know. And it's like a thing that your brain does to save you the embarrassment, which is cool. But like, I lost my best friend's bicycle one night. Like, he let me borrow his bicycle, and I thought I locked it up, and I left it out on the street. Yeah. And I still owe him a bicycle. I'm sorry, Vinny. I will get you a new bicycle once I get money. But like, there's pictures of me in a bar that night. Apparently, I lit someone's hair on fire. Like, really crazy shit. And I'm like, I have no, like, as a joke, I was just like, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
And she was like, why are you lighting my hair on fire? I was like, I don't know. It's funny.
Yeah.
Comedy. I'm a comedian. Like, really crazy shit.
How did you end up going and being like, okay, I need to get help for this?
I got hospitalized 6 times.
Okay.
Like, my family brought me to a psych ward, or an ambulance brought me to a psych ward.
But your family are...
My family's amazing.
Yeah,
my family
that's great.
is still on my side, even though I've put them through the fucking ringer.
Yeah. And then did you try different medications to find to get one?
Everyone.
Okay, and then
I
you
tried
found one.
lithium. I was allergic to it. Okay. I tried Seroquel. I tried Ativan. I tried fucking everyone. Yeah. And then finally I found one, Depakote. I found one that like didn't break my dick.
Okay.
And like made me chill out a little bit. Yeah. It's called Abilify. Yeah. Would love to get a sponsor. I take it every day, and I take Tegretol. Would love to get a sponsor. And it really helps me out. It balances me out. I go to therapy every Wednesday. What's today? Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah.
Okay, I just thought I missed my therapy appointment because my phone's on airplane mode. Yeah. I journal. I meditate. And it's chill. I work out all the time.
Yeah.
And somehow I'm okay.
And you'll take the meds
every night.
Forever, yeah.
Well, I don't know about forever, but for now, for sure, every night.
Yeah.
There's like a bunch of research being done with like psilocybin, which is mushrooms, and like ketamine. And I love both of those things so much that like, who knows?
Yeah.
Like for depression, ketamine is awesome. And mushrooms are also great for depression. Not saying you should do them on your own. I'm talking about like in a medical environment with like a shaman and like shit like that. Don't just go to the fucking bodega and get their fake ass mushrooms. Bodegas are selling fake mushrooms.
Yeah, I mean...
Don't smoke weed from a bodega and don't do mushrooms from a bodega. Seriously, they got K2 in that shit. That shit will kill you.
It's like the old saying, like, if you buy cheap, or if you don't...
What's the saying?
I can't remember it.
If you're buying cheap shit...
You're going to die.
It's going to suck your dick.
Yeah, you're just, pay for what you want, especially when it's going in your body.
Especially drugs.
The thing with the...
People try and get a deal on, like, blow, and I'm like, there's people dying from fentanyl, right?
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, why? Stop.
Test the shit.
Also,
you can get a fentanyl test kit for free at a bar.
Yeah. Also, as well, like, you're probably saving on all the booze. You're gonna be like, I drink booze and I'll never do coke or drugs. I just don't want to. And I have a healthy relationship with booze. But there was one night the other night where I was tired and I was like, God, if I did do E, it'd probably save me a lot of money and I'd have a lot of energy right now. But you know what I mean? So it's like you're still saving money probably, because I don't know how much is an E tablet.
$20.
Yeah, and how much is fucking two drinks wouldn't be $20.
$30.
Yeah. So still though, stick to what you know.
Don't do E unless you want to. I don't know what the advice is on E.
All of it, do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want, but
just
be safe.
Know your
especially
brain.
if you have a mental illness. If you have a mental illness, don't do MDMA. Don't do Molly. If you're bipolar, seriously, do not do Molly. Do not do ecstasy, and be careful with acid.
What do they do to you if you have bipolar?
What MDMA and ecstasy do is just like shoot all the dopamine straight into your fucking brain. Yeah. And that's what a manic episode is.
Oh, so it just puts you into, okay.
So like dopamine is precious and fragile and you only have a certain amount of it. Yeah. And if you get all your receptors going way up, like E, which is awesome, and Molly, which is awesome. MDMA is fucking fantastic. But right now it's cut with like speed and fucking PCP and meth and shit. You mix all that shit together and you're going to go into a manic episode. You'll feel good for like a couple days. You won't sleep. That's another thing. You don't sleep on Molly or ecstasy, right?
I hate that.
So what does that mean? You're not getting sleep. All your dopamine is in your brain. You're not eating.
Yeah.
You're not only are you going to crash, you're going to just fucking spiral into a whole fucking manic episode.
Jesus, yeah.
Whereas psilocybin doesn't do any of that.
What is psilocybin?
Mushrooms.
Oh, yeah.
Like the pure chemical compound found in mushrooms.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've never done mushrooms. I will say with the ketamine therapy, I did know someone who was doing it, and they also really lost themselves, but I don't know if it had to do with the ketamine therapy or just the unresolved trauma.
I don't think so. I think there are, I mean, I don't know that person, but like there's a bunch of comics I know that are doing ketamine therapy. They quit other drugs.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, so that's
they
the
got
thing.
off their meds.
Everything's not going to work for everybody. Anyway.
No,
It's
but
like
try shit, guys. Not drugs.
Yeah.
Don't try drugs if you've never tried drugs. But like, there is help out there.
Yeah.
Like so much help. There are free therapists.
First do talk therapy and then go after that. Take your steps. Yeah.
Go see a psychiatrist. Sit down. Tell them what the fuck is going on. Tell them you can't sleep. Tell them you're not eating. Be honest about the drugs you're doing. There's 3 people you should never lie to. Your doctor, your lawyer, and yourself. Adrian Lau told me that. Great rap producer.
Yeah.
And I love that fucking saying.
Yeah,
because it's true.
Absolutely. I always feel like that too. Like there's certain people I've known and they've gone into therapy and then they're saying stuff that their therapist said, and I'm like, you are not telling that therapist the truth.
I had someone tell me, I'll tell you after the pod.
Yeah. I remember a person who had like, I could tell had like childhood trauma stuff.
Yeah.
And then was saying back that the therapist was saying, but from this person models their behavior off every person they interact with.
Oof.
Which is something I
like
noticed. Yeah, and I kind of notice people because I'm like hypersensitive because of like what I grew up with. Like I was always like walking on eggshells. I'm always like reading people's mood.
Are you
I'm
super empathetic?
Like crazy. Like
it fucks you up.
When you see someone without an arm, I feel like a pain in my arm. Like I could never be a doctor.
I'm the same way. Like if someone's having a bad time, I can feel it immediately.
Me too.
And
I can feel
cannot
the mood.
not ask them what's wrong.
I know.
If someone's uncomfortable, if someone mumbled something under their breath and that person heard them and they're not addressing that they heard them, I have to diffuse the situation. It's crazy. I have a fucking disorder.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. Like when I go home and if someone in my family is in a bad mood, I'm like, I feel it.
Yes,
and I'm like,
what's
is it
going
because
on?
I didn't wash my dish? And then I have to be like, it's not because of me or internally.
Tell me what happened. Tell me what happened right now or I can't be here. I'm serious, Katie.
No, I'm the same. Me and my sister were just talking about that. My sister feels the same as well. Like she can really read moods.
Empathy is a lost, I don't want to say art, but like no one listens anymore. Yeah. And everyone's just posting and like worrying about themselves. And like, that's why cocaine's kind of cool. Because it shoots up your empathy level.
Oh, really?
That's why everyone at the bar is like, I love you.
Wow.
You're the best.
That's so funny.
Everyone says that cocaine makes you talk a lot.
Yeah.
But some people, it makes you listen.
Yeah.
And like no one's listening anymore. This is something that I've learned when you go outside. No one in New York is listening anymore. They're all on their phones. Yeah. They all just want to get your Instagram, see how many followers you have, and then see if that's cool enough for them to talk to you.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Yeah, let me get your gram. Let's connect. Let's collab.
Yeah.
And when I had 3,000 followers, no one gave a fuck that I did comedy. And now people ask me what I do and I tell them and they're like, oh, so you really like do this. Well,
I know. People say the same to me when they see my Instagram.
Yeah,
it's
you've
so
been
funny.
killing it.
Well, thank you. But
Reels are dead though.
Are they?
Are you still rocking?
No, mine aren't getting half the. I thought it was me. I just thought I was like shadowing.
No, my last 6 have gotten under 10,000 views.
It must be one of those weird algorithms. I can't keep.
They want you to pay. They want you to pay. Meta's in the shitter. I don't know if you heard the news, but Facebook is dying, and the only way that they can. That's why they did this. They got us addicted to the numbers, and now they're like, oh, you want to pay?
Wow.
And it's kind of worth it to pay sometimes.
Well, how do you pay? Oh, like a sponsored post? Jeez, yeah, I don't know. I just keep putting it up and just just go with
that's
it.
all
And
you
try
can
not
do.
to,
As long as your followers see it now,
yeah, exactly.
they share it.
And they're gonna come. They're the ones paying to go to shows. That's the only reason why I do it.
That's the only reason I do it. I
Well-
have a bunch of reels coming out, by the way. You can follow me
Yeah.
at Pavich. Are we only doing an hour? How long?
Yeah, so we got 4 minutes left. I will say though, what you said about it is really true that people talk at people, and I sometimes I feel like I fall back into podcast hosts because I hate when someone is talking at someone but they don't
Dominating a
hear what
conversation.
the other person said.
Yeah, like
So-
please shut up.
So I'll always be like, oh, and sorry, and what were you saying? And like pull back because I'm like, it's heartbreaking when you say someone and the people don't hear because
The
everybody
other
was.
night I was out, right? Everyone's doing blow, right? Except for me. And no one's listening.
Yeah.
It's crazy. No one's listening. And the guy whose apartment I'm at is like, I need everybody to leave because this is not fun for me anymore.
Yeah.
And I was like, guys, you got to go.
Yeah.
And they're like, but the internet is so intricate, the way, like literally like saying nonsense. And I was like, I had to literally like become a bouncer at this guy's apartment and be like, dude, you have to go. You have to go. Is it cool if she stays? Yes, you can stay. You have to go. And literally
So
it took
funny.
35 minutes for me to get everyone out of the apartment.
It's so annoying. It is really annoying. That poor guy is probably like,
He was having a panic attack.
yeah.
Everyone was being loud. They were
What's
playing
low?
cocaine.
Cocaine. Okay.
They were playing music off of his TV at a volume that was insane.
Yeah.
It was 4 a.m. and I had to literally, this is like, it was insane.
Yeah.
And no one would listen. Yeah, one more bump, one more line, one more. And I was like, guys, get the
out.
fuck. I almost had to like
Yeah.
yell.
Yeah. Well, thank God he had you there.
Well, I'm an honest king.
Yeah.
Katie
Not
Boyle.
as king. Okay, wait. What's your Instagram?
To a fault. My Instagram is Matt Z Pavich, Pavich. Give me a follow. I live on 43rd Street in Queens, and I'm almost at 43,000 followers.
Oh
And it
wow!
would be pretty cool if I got there.
You're growing so fast. I feel like.
Yeah, people don't believe me that I did this organically, which is kind of a high honor.
I mean, when people.
The reels. It's all the reels. Baby.
Yeah. Yeah, and
But I'm at 42.9, and I'd really love to get to 43.
you will. You will.
I know.
And wait, you had an album.
I did out an album called Wednesdays at Bellevue. It's mostly about being bipolar. There's some other jokes in there. It's a really, really cool special. It's available on my YouTube for free, or you can download it or send me a DM and I'll send you a signed vinyl if you have a record player. It's very cool. My sister did the artwork.
That's so nice.
It's really cool. Yeah, I think it's like $30, and I'll send you a literally signed vinyl with like a personal note. It'd be a good gift.
That's great. And then
Yeah.
go see him live because he's working on some great new material.
Come see me live, New York Comedy Club, either location or Stamford, Connecticut's new location. Have you been there yet?
No, did you do it?
Katie, you're gonna lose your fucking mind.
I can't wait.
It's the coolest club in the world.
Okay, wow. That's amazing.
I've been to a lot of comedy clubs. It blows any one of them out of the water.
Okay, cool.
Get a headline date and fucking do it.
Yeah.
The green room's bigger than my house.
That's crazy.
There's a pool
And there's
table.
Brendan on the wall.
Brendan's on the wall. Holly from New York Comedy Club drew a beautiful mural of Brendan Sagalow
I
on a
know.
horse. It's beautiful. It's huge.
Yeah, I'm doing her 100 comics.
I was supposed
show.
to do that too, but then I wasn't.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh,
it's
maybe
like
I haven't anymore.
It's like a scheduling conflict.
Oh.
3 days it took her to paint that fucking thing.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She's unbelievable.
Yeah, Holly
Look
J.
out,
Salerno,
Holly
go
J.
follow her.
Salerno on Instagram. She's unbelievable.
She just did a great advertisement.
Yeah, for the World Cup.
It was crazy. It's so
Crazy
cool.
in Africa.
Yeah. No, she's she's starting. She painted me.
Yeah.
Listeners, please go sign up to the Patreon. The videos are always there a week early. There's bonus eps, which is just me talking about my private life. So come over for the extra tea, if you're into that. And then and it's pay what you want because I haven't. And oh, sorry, I was looking down at the table to hold it. And thank you, Pat. Make sure to go. Pat's details is in the information or is in the description. Just go check him out because he's doing great stuff all the time.
Yes.
And rate,
We
review,
love you, Pat.
comment, and yeah, keep telling your friends and keep watching. And you can just leave this up in the background as well.
Commenting means a lot, guys. Comment. It really does matter.
Yeah, thanks for the guys who have been commenting. You guys are so sweet.
Yes,
There's this guy who's
thanks.
always like, "Love you, Katie." I'm like, "I love you."
I love you, bud.
Okay, bye everybody. Thanks.
Bye. Thanks for having me.